You want to learn SQL. I get it. I wanted to learn it too. SQL is one of the most important tools you can have as a data analyst. So how do you start learning SQL? In order to learn any skill, we're going to use the Pareto Method. For those who don't know, the Pareto Method was invented by Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian economist. The law states that 80% of the results come from 20% of the efforts. Doing many SQL projects, I've uncovered what are the 20% that help me to get 80% of the result anytime. So if you want to learn about data and visualizations and many other skills regarding data in a fun way, join our channel, hit the like and subscribe, and let's get started. So we're going to start by downloading the MySql community server, and we're going to go select I have a MacBook, scroll down, and then we're going to see the version that suits our Mac. I'm going to download this one and click on this link. I've downloaded a file. I'm going to open it, and once I've opened it, I'm going to continue and allow, continue, and continue, and I'm going to press install. I'm going to do my code and continue, allow. Everything that's needed is going to be to download the Workbench. The Workbench is going to be the platform that's going to allow us to manipulate and use the SQL server, the MySql server. Once the app is ready, I'm going to drag it down to my applications, and because I have it, I'm not going to replace it. I'm just going to repeat the process that I already did. We're going to create a new project to understand and use all the functions that I'm going to show you. So today we're going to use the Starbucks dataset. It's going to be on Kaggle. The link is going to be down below, and we're going to scroll down our data, see it's going to be good, see if we have enough things to work with. I can press and see all the columns. Some of them might not be selected, and we're going to select everything that we want, and then we're going to press download. I'm going to press on the data and see how it looks, see if everything is good, and we can clearly see we have a CSV file. We can see the data. So the next step is going to open the MySql Workbench, and we're going to connect our data to it. We're going to do it by clicking on the plus, creating a new connection, and just like we did. Okay, so now let's upload our data. We're going to press the plus sign, and we'll create a new schema and call it Starbucks, and hit apply, continue, and we can see we have the Starbucks schema and we have tables, but they're empty. So now let's load our data table with the wizard, and for this it didn't work for me, so I've created what's called a JSON file, and the JSON file worked. So you can look online for JSON converter and convert your CSV to a JSON if the upload didn't work. So the first function we're going to use is the count function. We're going to want to count rows or things that aren't countable because they aren't numeric. So we're going to count, we're going to press select, and we're going to count the beverage category to understand how many beverages we have. And the next step is going to be sum. Sum is basically to sum everything we have, as simple. So we're going to sum all the calories, the total calories that we have, and we can see the total. To calculate the averages, we're going to do the sum divided by the count, and we can see the average calories per beverage. Also, there's a function called average which is built in, so it's going to be a kind of a third one, and it's going to be identical. So the third, which is actually the fourth, is going to be the where. We're going to want to select the caffeine mg, and we'll want to concentrate. I'm going to select only specific values. So the way to select only specific values is going to by doing the where, using the where function, and we're going to want to use the beverage, only the beverages which are brewed coffee. So after selecting the rows and the columns that we wanted, we're going to select create a where, and we're going to state that we want the beverage to be the brewed coffee. And it's going to show us only the lines that are matching this value, this condition. So the fourth step is going to be the group by. We're going to want to review a few things by group them to see total of the same line, because some lines repeat. It's going to be very helpful to summarize the data. So we're going to want to see again the beverage and the count of the beverage, and we're going to group by the sort of the beverage. Let's say it's press, and we can see we have a total of 4 brewed coffee and 12 cafe latte, and we have many more. If we want to see it by a certain order, whether it's descending or ascending, we can write it down using order by, and we can see we're gonna decide to order by the count of beverages, so how many beverages is, and we're going to use descending, and we can see it's going to appear with the descending order, meaning the highest value is going to be on the top and lowest on the bottom. And we can limit, meaning to show only specific. We're going to limit to see the 10, and we can see only the top 10 values. These things are occurring very often, so we can see so now let's go to the next one. We're going to use the round function. Let's say we have numbers and you want to round them down. You want to have nice numbers. We're going to use the round number. We can see here we have completely rounded numbers, and we can add a decimal. We can add one or a few, as this example will show you. So the next one is going to be the concat. We're going to want to see to add symbols or digits or whatever, or units to our numbers or different columns. So we're going to use the concat and just add with a string what we want. Let's say we're going to want the grams, and we're going to see the grams after each fat in grams. The seventh is going to be the alter the table. Let's say we want to add a column, remove one. So in this case, we're going to want to add a price column. So we're going to do the price column and define it as an integer. Let's press on the table. Let's see we have the new price column. We can see we have price column with no values because we haven't set a default value. So now let's change it and actually invent a price and make it better. So we're going to update our table, and we're going to set the price, which is the column name, to be a 5 multiple a random number. We can do many things you want. We can insert a list of values, but in this case I just want to show you the principle.